episode 164. You're not stuck at home, you're safe at home.
You're listening to the very best podcast in the world on health, wealth, and happiness. Please remember to leave a review and share with all your friends and family. And here is your host, Lars Hilsa.
And we're back. We've surpassed Hump Day, hopefully successfully. Welcome to the very best podcast in the world, your only source in the whole universe for personal supremacy through health, wealth, and happiness. I still can't really do it without a chuckle. But anywho, this episode is, as always, principle to sharing is fucking caring. And what I mean by that, not we, well, yeah, we as a community, but mostly you, is to see, and evaluate whether this podcast episode or any other of the previous episodes are valuable not only to yourself, but also to somebody that you may know and you want them to participate because, while maybe, you feel well at home and safe and everything, maybe there's somebody out there, especially during the Rona that is, stuck in their 60 square meters or, what is that in feet? I don't know, 300 square feet or whatever. And maybe they don't feel comfortable. And, this is really for them more than it is for you. Share the episode. Go to your favorite podcast subscription service, click share, and send it to, I don't know, Uncle Bob, Aunt Ginny, son, daughter, spouse, the other spouse, I don't know, whomever you may feel and you have talked to and, resonates where you say, oh, okay, that person was recently complaining that they don't really, kind of feel well in their four walls, in their own dwelling. Then you have helped someone and you cared because you shared. God damn it. I think I even exceeded the elevator pitch limit. So, anywho, housekeeping is done. And what this episode is about is inquiries that I got. And the question was really about, I'm stuck in the fucking city, in my home office, in my apartment, which is way too small because I'm a workaholic. And so I spent most of my time in the office, and I live in a place in the world where real estate is ridiculously expensive. And so I downsized my apartment and now I am fucking stuck here. And I don't feel well about it because the walls are closing in on me. And this is really not an isolated problem. I hear about it very frequently. And when your walls are closed, let's go take one step back. For the longest time, I spent large quantities of my life in hotel rooms. And while some of them were good, others weren't so good, and others were really fucking excellent. Thing is, it's about being comfortable in the space that you're in. And for a lot of people, that's difficult to achieve by themselves. That's why people like interior decorators exist. And these interior decorators are, I don't know, if you have your place interiorly decorated by someone else, it's not really going to be your place. So how do you make a place your place? How do you make your home your sanctuary? And that's, one of the most important questions you're going to have to ask yourself. And there's nobody that's no good at home decorating, right? There's tons of Pinterest boards on that. There's Instagram channels that you can follow. There's really so much information you can get. And it's much less about the things fitting together, like, the decorative items. It's about really, having pictures on the wall. if it's, depending on whether it's art, whether art is your thing, put up art, get some paintings that you enjoy and throw them on the wall. Get furniture that is not necessarily stylish as much as it is comfortable, right? Decorate, if you're a believer in the whole feng shui thing, look into that, and decorate and furnish your place accordingly. Fact of the matter is, you can turn I've seen jail cells, pictures of jail cells where I said, geez, that's fucking comfortable, and they're not really big, but fact of the matter is, you can turn any place into a comfortable dwelling and to make it your sanctuary. And if you like to come home to your place, and if it isn't only for sleeping, like the inquiry that I got, obviously the person that wrote me was in a situation where they were just, chugging away and only went home to take a shower and sleep a few hours and then go back and then, on the weekend go out socializing, which is, in the time, very difficult. However, even if the Rona passes, right, and we're going into this kind of reflux of the roaring 20s, right, where everybody's going out and partying again. It's about really, regardless of whether you are home or you're away, the most people, that go out partying, their place look like shit, right? And that's not what it's really about, because you need that place, that sanctuary, which gives you comfort, which gives you safety, a feeling of safety. I'm not talking about 3 deadbolts on the door. I'm talking about, do you feel comfortable? Is it welcoming when you come home, right? And that's where, a lot of decorating comes in, a lot of having not too many open spaces, whatever suits your fancy. If you like books, get a really big fucking bookshelf, and put it up as a centerpiece of where you live. We have insanely expensive couches sitting here because they are insanely comfortable. Now, we didn't spend a lot of money for it because we got them on flea markets and, they're fucking great, right? But this one brand that we rely upon, it's just so insanely comfortable to sit and recline in that we only buy these couches for the entire house, for our apartments, whatever. They're everywhere. And, we have tons of shit, which I brought from my travels around the world, which are, decorative items. We've got, close to probably 100 photographs of our life together hanging here as memories, all that kind of good stuff. And that's what makes this place really so comfortable to a lot of people, right? When they come in, they're like, we had guests here that we had for dinner, and they were like, it looks a bit crowded, but warm. And that was kind of like a remark that I will never forget. Positively cluttered, I think, was the term that was mentioned. And yeah, because everything here has such a good karma to it, because it's positive memories that we put on display. People tend to get, this karma kind of, they inhale it when they come in, right? So, speaking of karma, don't let people with bad karma into your home. This is important. They're going to kind of, I never believed in this shit, but you can actually, when you get the time to really explore the spiritual side of things, it's very interesting, the feelings that you get when you have like a negative Nancy that comes into your house. We had it the other day. We had this guy here for a visit, and he was totally uncomfortable, complete jerk off, right? And you could feel it really for ages. Well, not ages, but only a couple of days. But you could actually feel this negativity kind of waving around here for quite some time. And I found that remarkable, and so that was one of the points that I really wanted to include in this episode. Another thing is about framing. So how about we say it's we don't say it's your house, but we say it's your home, right? Because there's a differentiation you have to make. Your house is like this anonymous object of retail, and for a lot of us, it's become that. It's become this asset. It's not really a place where you feel at home. And that comes where this transition really comes when you start, again, decorating to your liking. But more importantly, if you put a lot of positive energy into it, if you care for your home, if you care for the building itself, the material, if you care for the garden, if you have one, if you care for the decoration, it's just going to be a totally different feeling, and people that come to your place will feel at home rather than in a house. And it's a very interesting discovery I made along the way. So if you don't, feel well in your home, investigate thoroughly why that's the case. There's maybe decorative objects out of a past relationship that went apart in a not so good way, to be diplomatic, right? And maybe these objects are the reason that subconsciously you still think of that person, which gets you into these negative vibes and that kind of ordeal. Or it is that you have negative people frequenting your place. That could be another reason that you don't really feel well there. Perhaps something negative has happened. The place has been burglarized or whatever, and that's the thing, by the way, never lock your doors. Then burglars don't come in. I heard that theory. It's wild, but it seems to be substantiated because they think that somebody's home. I don't know if there's anything to it or if it translates internationally, but I talked to a cop many years ago, and I don't know how we got there, but we got to burglary, and he was like, well, just leave your fucking door unlocked. Nobody's going to come into an open house. They're going to think somebody's at home. And, I don't know if he was drunk or I was drunk. I was most likely drunk because this was on a conference, at a conference. But I don't know if the guy was drunk. But anyhow, he was a cop, and he was an investigator into burglaries. So he told me this, and I found this insanely interesting. It's, I don't know, it doesn't really compute, but, it's a concept, at least we adhere to. Thank God you don't know where I live. But, that's just one of the things that could be another case. Place was burglarized, or is that even a word? I don't know. But a burglar was in there and took something or something, or whatever negative energy may be involved. It's definitely worth investigating, why you don't feel well in your home. Maybe it's idiot neighbors, but there's really loud loudspeakers to take care of that problem. But there's just a bunch of reasons that it could be, and you need to really go with full awareness through your place and kind of see where this negativity kind of originates, and then maybe move or take care of it otherwise. There's specialists for pretty much anything out there, as I learned researching this episode. So your home has to be so nice you don't even want to go on vacation anymore because it's nicer at home. And that's the fucking goal of this entire episode. That's what we achieved here. I hardly ever leave the house or the premises, but I really don't want to. There are a lot of idiots outside, and it's really difficult to imagine going on vacation when I have such a relaxing and positively energized place that I live in. I fail to see the reason for it. And there were different times. It was like when I stayed at hotels, most of the time, it was like, okay, next contract, next hotel. I'm going to be there for, a few months. I always had my decorative items that I always took with me, pictures of the family and, some simple, stupid decorative shit that means a lot to me. Not necessarily to the hotel maid. So, and just always carried those objects across or around the globe multiple times in flight miles, just to have a little bit of home, regardless of which hotel I was in. So in that sense, I hope I was able to help you and that you got a better picture of how you can get a feeling that you're not stuck at home, but that you like to be at home. If you have questions, as always, please email them to theverybestpodcastintheworld@gmail.com, and have a successful rest of your Thursday, is it right? I think so. Yeah. Oh yeah, we cleared hump day. So it's Thursday. And if you've had a successful Thursday, have a good night. Leave your hands above the blanket. Stay safe. Tune in tomorrow when we're going to talk about micro habits. See you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.